major Yankees free agency update as the Yankees are targeting multiple ace pitchers for the team that could absolutely help them get back to the World Series and solidify their pitching rotation as one of the best in the MLB, and we're going to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and real quick, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. You guys have been killing it on the views front. 20% of viewers are subscribed. Let's get those numbers up. Me, Kirk, Ugo, we're working really hard now that it's the offseason. I know the channel took a dip, but we're back on that grind now. Let's talk about some New York Yankees because there was some very interesting news that came out on the team as the New York Yankees have checked in on free agent starting pitchers Max Fried, Corbin Burnes, and Blake Snell, according to John Heyman. And Heyman notes that it's unclear whether the New York Yankees would be able to bring back Soto and also bring in another ace with Gerrit Cole in free agency. So here's what we know, guys. Obviously, the New York Yankees, the pitching, starting pitching, it's a little shaky. I mean, Gerrit Cole's phenomenal. Carlos Rodon has looked better and better, and it feels like we're going to get a very solid pitcher out of him. It gets shaky after that. Bringing in a Corbin Burnes or a Blake Snell or a Max Fried would be so insane for this team because you just then go from this middle of the road, not bad at all pitching staff, especially with Luis Gil, obviously going to have a better year next year, probably just on the sense of he's getting better, he's improving, he's a young stud for them. But you bring in another elite pitcher, this team has one of the best pitching rotations in baseball. I think it would be super helpful to bring in anyone. And I think I'm not at all in the minority here when I'm going to say I want it to be Corbin Burnes. I mean, there's so many reasons why. It's why he's going to be in the thumbnail of this video. I mean, look, Burnes not only is on the Orioles, who are obviously the Yankees' biggest threat in all of the American League East, obviously. So you look at him and you think, if you could pull him in and get Corbin Burnes onto this team, not only are you hurting the Orioles, but then you also have two absolute drop-dead elite pitchers on the New York Yankees, and you weakened a team in the AL East. It's a win-win for the Yankees. Obviously, Burnes is very expensive. The Yankees would have to shell out the big bucks. They probably, in order to keep their payroll to where Hal Steinbrenner likes it, especially if they re-sign Soto, and I have a strong feeling they would only be signing Burnes, and they'd probably pay him a ton if Soto is to walk to the Mets. But it feels like that's how the Yankees would go out there and get Corbin Burnes specifically, as he's probably the priciest out of these three guys. But I mean, man, would it be fun to watch that guy get to New York. Now, last season, Corbin Burnes, in 32 games pitched, he had a 2.92 ERA. It was under 3. His ERA plus was phenomenal. He's 30 years old, so you got 5 years most likely left of great pitching out of Corbin Burnes. Only allowed 22 home runs in the season while striking out 181 batters and allowing 165 hits. His hits per 9 innings was 7.6. The man is one of the best pitchers in baseball. There's no other way around it. A whip over 1. I mean, he's one of baseball's best. And to go bring him in for the Yankees when you also have Gerrit Cole, when you have Rodon, who's a solid pitcher, when you have Luis Gil, who's getting better and better, and early in the season before he kind of gassed out, the man, he looked like the Cy Young. So the New York Yankees going out here and getting a guy like Corbin Burnes would definitely be super helpful for the team. But it's not just Burnes. Any of these three guys would be a massive help for the New York Yankees. I mean, Max Fried, 3.25 ERA, whip above 1, lot of strikeouts, only 13 home runs allowed. The win-loss record wasn't great, but it was above 500, so nothing to complain about there. Good ERA plus, doesn't walk too many guys. I mean, look, I like the idea of Fried. Again, like, you're not really weakening a team that you're going to have to face a lot, but still, you're weakening one of the better teams in baseball, after all, in the Braves. I almost said the Athletics. The A almost caught me there, guys. But then you also have Blake Snell, who's obviously very up and down. We all know this with Blake Snell. Blake Snell's been connected to the Yankees many times. I mean, he was a trade deadline target, and he had a great season now that it's over. I mean, 3.12 ERA, whip above 1, 65 home runs allowed, which, you know, is what it is, but 145 strikeouts, and then 6 home runs. Like, Snell looked good also. All of these guys looked very good for their respective teams, and the Yankees are right to be going for all of them. getting as many good pitchers as possible is going to be helpful for a team that definitely needs some pitching and to solidify the back end of the lineup. Here's the thing, though. Here's the scary part, is this all comes with the caveat of most likely if you're signing one of these guys, specifically Burns, you almost certainly have lost Juan Soto because you won't be able to pay them both. Now, maybe Hal Steinbrenner was lying to all of us and he's willing to spend more money than it seems, but I highly doubt that's the case, and most likely the Yankees would be losing out on Juan Soto to get one of these guys, and obviously they're not going to go get one of these guys over Soto. But the Yankees don't control Soto's fate. Soto controls his own fate, and it's very clear that he's going to follow the money and respect. I'm not going to hate on a guy for trying to secure his bag. That is what it is, and it's fine for Juan Soto to go out there and do that, honestly. It's just the Yankees are going to have to be ready to figure out a way to pick up the pieces if they do lose Soto, and I think the clear option is you go out there and you go get Corbin Burnes, and then you do something else, because Heyman mentioned the Yankees have also made some other inquiries, if you will. Inquiries, there it is. As they're interested in Sean Manaea, who turned down the $21 million qualifying offer from the New York Mets. Manaea is a solid pitcher. And the Orioles, Red Sox, and Blue Jays have all checked in on at least Max Fried. The Yankees have also checked in on Anthony Santander as well, along with Pete Alonso, but they are both believed to be strictly backup plans in case Soto leaves. Well, here's the thing, guys. No way is Steve Cohen letting Pete Alonso go to the Yankees, especially with all the Juan Soto stuff. Like, even if they sign Juan Soto, they're going to bring back Pete Alonso on a ton of money after he hit that home run in the playoffs. Like, there's no way around it. Once he got that home run against the Brewers, he made himself an absurd amount of money. Santander seems like a likely replacement for Juan Soto, and if you're signing him, you also have to go out there and sign Corbin Burnes to make up for the wins that you're losing that Juan Soto brings you. I mean, Judge will have a worse season because he won't have Soto right in front of him. It all comes down to the Yankees have to find a way to re-sign Juan Soto, and if you don't get to sign an ace pitcher because of that, then it is what it is. You could find other ways to find a good pitcher. You could bank on Luis Gil getting better. You can solidify the lineup. I mean, Clark Schmidt, when he was healthy, especially at the start of the year, looked phenomenal. The Yankees are not in as much need of pitching as they are in need of bringing Juan Soto back to the team. That is the biggest need. We all know it's true. It's not some weird debate that we have to have. Everyone knows it. Juan Soto coming back to the New York Yankees has to be the number 1, number 2, and number 3 priority for this team. And then you can worry about the fact that you have a bunch of bullpen guys who are free agents. You can worry about if you want to add another starting pitcher, especially if you want to move Nestor to the bullpen full time, which I would honestly love. So you're going to have to see what the Yankees go out there and do. And frankly, it's going to be hard to tell what the Yankees are going to go out there and do because it all falls in the hands of Juan Soto, how much money Cashman's going to be allowed to offer him. If Juan Soto's going to take it, there's so much to wonder about. So I'll definitely say I like their backup plans they seemingly have in case Soto bolts, but you have to go out there and re-sign Soto at the end of the day, guys. It's what you have to do. And also, maybe Hal lets you bring in another great pitcher. Maybe it's not Burns because he's going to cost a little more. Maybe you could get Snell. Maybe you could get Fried. You could find something to do that's interesting. You can maybe go get Sean Manaea. I'm interested in seeing what the Yankees do this year or this offseason, and we are going to report on it right when it happens. So make sure to subscribe to Yankees Digest. Like this video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yanks, man.